intention is I'm going just a little bit underneath the line. You guys can't really see it, but what I did, I scored it right off, and it's going like right across through here. So I'm going to stay right underneath it as much as I can. So when I do bring up the cross member, it's going to butt up right onto this thing. I know probably everybody's going to be saying, "Oh, you're cutting into that." I have no choice. As far as the way the cross member is sitting, it's going to be hidden here. So the instructions for Maximum Motorsports says that by every means necessary, that cross member has to sit right on your ground. So I'm going to get it as close as I can to here and then brace it up. Obviously, we can't weld it to this, but I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll figure something out a little later. But the tabs on this side will be welded, and if I can weld into it, I will, to just give it a bit of an extra support from what it's losing here, which I hope it's not much. This piece right here, which is extremely hot, is it's kind of like it's what's giving me it's not giving me the clearance for it to sit up here. So I go in ahead and cut it off, and you're gonna see when we put our cross member, it's gonna come right in here. We're gonna clean this up, smooth it out, and right after we're done welding, we're gonna repaint all of this right here. So I'm not too worried about what it looks like, because we're gonna hit it up with some more Port 15. So we got this side done. Let's do the other side. Then we're gonna smooth it all out and do our fitting again before we do our welding. I'm gonna move this thing. Measurement of it comes right in here. So the L will sit right in here, coming this way. So we're gonna weld that, and we're gonna weld the L up onto here. The cross member is gonna come right across, and it's not gonna touch the back. It's actually gonna go on the other side of it. And then, so it's gonna come right underneath here. And that's the same thing we're gonna do on that side, because again, it's not letting it sit like it should. And even though we have a little bit more, because we have these braces for the back seats, we have these installed because, as you guys know, this is an aftermarket floor. We had the floor done on this car from front to back. All right, let's get going. I'm gonna smooth that out.
So
Let me
you
get
did
the
the other
stone.
side.
Yeah, so I'm gonna smooth out both sides right now, and get it ready for some welding. We're gonna do the tack weld, and then we're gonna do the welding, and then I'm thinking that we could do the painting, and then we'll go into video 3, and from that video we'll go into the gas tank. And all we're gonna do is smooth it out. There we go. Nice and flat. I don't want to have any imperfections where it says like, oh my god, it was sitting on the weld and now it's off. So I want to make sure it's nice and flat so I don't have any problems like that. Got to come up right there. Let me see.
You mean that? Did I push too hard?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be right there. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to bring in the jack, and I'm going to use the jack here because this jack stand is not cutting it for me. So, that's what I'm going to do. That's, I think, they want. Let's see. yeah, so basically, you know, what we're doing right now. So again, I explained earlier, this is an aftermarket floor. We did the floor from firewall all the way to the back. So what we have here, we have an extra piece of metal down in here, and it's kind of binding up right here. So as you guys could tell, this guy's not completely straight. It's actually skewed out off the back. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna massage it a little bit, and just to make sure that we get it nice and straight. But first, I'm gonna take the measurement from from the right here to the trans mount to see if my distance is the same from left to right. If that's the same, then I know that I only need to massage it a little bit so this goes up and gets nice and flush, because I need to have this nice and squared off. And like they said, they want this to really be on the floor. So let's go ahead and do that. Get a tape measure. I'm going to the frame, I'm going to the actual cross member, I'm not going to the tab. So, yep, 29/16, sorry. The measurement is perfectly dead nuts. So we do have that little bubble over there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring it down. And I mean, we're gonna massage it a little bit and then reinstall it, see what it does, and then hopefully we can go ahead and tack it. Let's see if we can finish this off. Damn, bro. It is dead nuts, 29/16, both sides. It's a good thing, then that means this car is squared. Thank God. Oh, look at that, buddy. Look at that. My God. I think maybe I'm gonna check if it's level. I mean, check. But I think we got it here, dude. Smart guy. Minuteness. It's whatever little hair right there. Look at that. See, so it's whatever little thing And this side, he is also a little off. So no big deal. And again, just a hair. So go ahead and see if we can get it up a little bit better. Let me see. Let me see. I'm almost wondering if I should just No, I'm gonna bring it down. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it down. Alright, let me get over to that side. Back out. Not bad actually. So whatever, you know what? Just gotta come down from the middle. So if I let down the jack a little bit, I think he's right there, because I do have a little bit of a strain there. Dude, it's almost there. I am like a fraction off, except for this side. Let me see. Still kind of am. About this way. I'm gonna have to level off the car to make sure I get the perfect right number. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it like that. I don't want to depend on the floor either, because the floor isn't that even. Alright, well, let me see what I got to do so I can get this guy leveled off and see if we can weld this guy in today. Because I just got to make sure I got the right distance here to there again, which I think I do. Actually, you know what? No, that's cool. My car's not level.
Yeah, it needs to. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, just so I know that I have this on right, but as of right now, see, this is perfectly level, which it shouldn't be. It should actually be, nope, kind of like that. So they say we take your measurement from here, all right, and whatever the angle here is, this has to be 4 degrees less. So if it's 10, at the first bend right here, after this first bend, this should be 6. So we'll find out once this thing stops moving. We'll check it again. Maybe I read that wrong. Because that's just about 4 degrees where it should be, but you can see right now. Prior to doing all this, I brought up the ride height a little bit just to do some further measuring. And so right now, my snag, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of research real quick, and then we're going to come back and hit it again because we got to have to lift up that back end, drop it down a little bit to get the measurement we need over here at the torque arm bar. So we'll take care of that. These are the washers we got for the top and bottom of the screw. So in the instructions, it states now the instructions has a very good picture of it. Now you get this convex and concave. So there's like a little bit of a round to it and a dip. So it goes like so to make a square washer. So they say the convex, which is the one with the rise, goes there, and concave goes as such. Same thing at the bottom. Concave will go here, convex at the bottom. So what we'll do, we'll run it now, and then we're gonna come back in there and clean it up once we're done with our welds. Perfect. Because we're gonna have to remove all this and touch up everything that we cleaned off, and just, you know, we hate rust. Again, concaved, convex, nut. Now that we got this hole in, I'm gonna go ahead and make this side. Remember to wear some glasses, guys. Don't be a macho. There's no replacement for eyes. Give it a little bit of flex. But even engineers have heroes. They're called mechanics. All right. Alrighty. Again, can't express enough. Convex, concave. Don't rip your finger apart, don't rip your finger apart. Ah, good job. Now, we also got shim work. We also got 8 shims in total to go in here in case we need them. It's pretty tight in there, and I know when we get it down packed, there's not going to be much room for a shim. If we need it, we will add it later. But for right now, it looks like it's going to work out as is. Oops. Alright. Now that I got these done, I can go ahead and finish off in the front, get our last measurements that we need. These ain't torqued down yet, but it's right in position that where we need it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and line everything up that I should, get my final angle, bring up my trans because my jack over there seems to suck. So we got to get it up in the air again. And just kind of go through some final marks of what we're going to do here. I'm actually going to bring this up a little bit and bring it down to my ride height, which is 1 click down is where I had it. I brought it up for a reason. It's kind of a little high up. It's not at the bump stops, but you know, I had it up here for a reason. Anyways, we're going to bring it down, 1 click down, and that'll be my ride height, kind of where we want it. We have, what is those, 305s in there? 315s?
315.
We have 315s by 17s in here, by 10. So, you know, it'll give us enough room. Hopefully we get enough clearance in. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to bring this bad boy down, 1 click on each jack stand here. And then we're going to do our final measurement up front before we start welding. measure this out. Actually, no, I think I had it lower. One more click down. There. You know, as we all know, like, you know, I follow people on YouTube as well, and one of the guys I follow is Eric the Car Guy, and man, he does really, again, the guy does amazing work, and he did an amazing setup for his torque arm bar and his pan hard bar. So for his Fairmont, and he gives you kind of a real realistic kind of explanation. Like, that's what the problem was here. On his Fairmont, he was a little further back, again, longer than our box body. So we had to do some little trim work. So I was correct on doing that. So no need to scream at me now. Maybe later. All right. Now, I'm gonna measure this guy up one more time. As soon as this thing stops moving, be sure you clean off your stuff, guys. It could give you bad readings. It still seems like almost 2. See? From here, and whatever it may be here, it has to be 4 degrees less over there. So this I got right at 2.
You take
and this one is at, let's see, 6. It's right at 6. We're basing that off of is like Maximum Motorsports. Just bring this all the way up. What we're going to do right now, we're going to measure our distance from our trans mount to our cross member here to the Maximum Motorsports torque arm bar. So we have 2 here and 6 here, which is exactly what they're saying for us to have. So we're gonna just measure out the front here and see if we can start welding. Possible. Okay, I'm right in the 9/16 mark. I was a little over. before, but that's okay. This one is 20 and 5/8. Oh no. Right over the 9/16 mark. It's 20 and 5/8. It's right on there. All right. Let me reach over here and get these. My scribe broke. Sorry, guys. Let me go over there and do it. Can't see it from here. My car itself, it's got an angle going back because we're in the garage. We got a little bit of a pitch here. So it's at 2 there. After the first bend,
It should be at 6, right?
it should be at 6. So as soon as he stops rocking, my car itself, it's got an angle going back because we're in the garage. We got a little bit of a pitch here. So it's at 2 there. After the first bend,
It should be at 6, right?
it should be at 6. So as soon as he stops rocking, come on, stop rocking. Well, in the time being, let me see what my distance is. (20 and 5/8).
All right. 20 and 5/8. What's the other side?
Oh, baby, how sweet it feels. 20 and 5/8. I love it. Oh, where you go? Right there. 20 and 5/8. Just the...
Okay, you're almost there.
Oops. One. Oops. Okay.
There you go.
Welding there.
I use the sandpaper here, maybe this would be.
Alright. Now again, I was telling these guys I'm just using these nuts because they're just a little faster, but these are not the self-locking nylon nuts that we're going to keep on there. So right now, we're just all for fitment purposes. That's why we're doing it. And what it looks like, it looks great. All right. Side went in nice and smooth. Perfect. Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a torque arm bar installed. Let me see if I can turn on this light so we can get the back look. We'll pull out the jack just to give it a whole idea look on it. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's move some of these tools out of here as well too. All we'll have to do now is pretty much tighten these guys up, torque these guys, put the Zerk fitting on there, and then fill it up with some grease. And I would say drop it, bring in the springs, bring in the shocks, and our torque arm bar and pan arm bars have been installed. The next thing we're going to do right now, we're just leaving it up here for fitment purposes, for fitting purposes. As you can tell, our bolts are nice and we got some room in there on both sides, yes, so they can give some wiggle room. These are already tight, but they're not torqued down. They're on the tube already, so just that. That over there, we already welded that up. Our bridge is already welded up, or our cross member, and we already took our measurements as far as how we have it. It's perfect. So now all we got to do is what we're going to do. We're going to come back in here. We're going to take this all down. We're going to paint everything up by tomorrow, and then give it about a day's worth before we come back in here and put in the springs, the shocks, and the tires. Once we do that, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring in the gas tank, our high put fuel pump with our filter as well, and then we're going to go ahead and install our fuel pressure regulator up front, because we need that for our Coyote setup. So for today, pretty much all we got left to do is set up the shocks in here. We have to torque everything down to specifications, and like I said, we're going to torque these guys down, but at first we're going to see if we need any shims, which by the looks of it, we're not going to. Maximum Motorsport does a really good job of sending you everything you need for this, and as you guys can see right here, this thing came out pretty easy. A couple modifications here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing really too crazy. Again, much credits over to Eric the Car Guy, man. His video gives you just the best detailed way of how to install this Maximum Motorsports torque arm bar and pan hard bar. He has both those videos up. Guys, go to his site, subscribe to him, and watch out, man. He does good work. So basically, we went based off of that too here to do this here, and as you guys can tell, following instructions and a little bit of modifications, anything can be done. We got our, we had to do a little massaging on the passenger side right here towards the rear to get everything to sit up right, because the objective is to set that cross member tight on the frame. Now that everything's welded up, we're going to take it down, we're going to paint it up, and then when we come back, you're going to see us install our springs, which we're hoping they're not that hard, and our shocks, and then we're going to torque everything down from the pan hard bar all the way to the torque arm bar. Hey, this is Saul Castañeda, thanking everybody out there at YouTube, Instagram, and our Facebook. Okay, guys, thank you for all your comments. Thank you for your likes. Please, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know, because I'll be the first to correct it. Remember, subscribe. Next videos are coming up. Guys, we'll see you next time. It's about 11 o'clock out here, and it's cold, and I'm going inside. Peace.
Awesome.